Trains and buses, games and songs, come join us and sing along. Transit Tots is where I'll be, the coolest place in NYC. Welcome to Transit Tots.
Hi, welcome to Transit Tots. My name is Katie, and I work at the New York Transit Museum here in Brooklyn, New York, where we think about all things transit and getting around our city. If you've been to Transit Tots before, you know how we like to get started. Let's take a nice, big, deep breath together now. Whew. Okay, now it's time to sing the hello song. If you don't know the words, that's okay. I'll sing it once so you can hear how it goes, and then we'll sing it again together. Here it goes. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm happy, and I hope that you are too. That was awesome. Let's sing it again. But this time, instead of saying, I'm happy, let's sing something else. I'll leave a blank space in the middle of the song, and you can fill in the word to describe how you're feeling. Maybe you're feeling excited, or maybe you're feeling hungry. However you're feeling, you fill it in the song. Here it goes. Hello, 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 and how are you? And I hope that you are too. I love doing it that way. All right, so today's Transit Tots is going to be filled with fun activities. We have a list behind me of all the things that we're going to do today. Some of these things we've already finished. And when we finish something on our list, we put a check mark next to it. Will you help me go over this list to see what we're going to do today and put a check mark next to the things we've already done? Okay, here we go. Have we already said hello to each other? Yeah, we did. So we can put a check mark in the box next to hello. Next, did we already sing the hello song? Yes, we did. So should we put a check mark here? Absolutely. Now it looks like the next thing on our list is to learn about buses. Maybe you've seen another Transit Tots we had before, where we learned all about bus routes. Today, we're going to learn about the history of buses, and then in our activities section, we'll get to recreate one of those buses, and then you can use those same supplies to create maybe your own bus of the future. And after that, it'll be time to say goodbye. So let's get started now learning about buses. Here we go. Let's travel back in time 200 years ago. Wow, everything looks so different. Hey, I see a bus. It might not look like the buses we use today, but the vehicle in this picture is one of the very first buses in New York City, an omnibus. Look at the wheels. Do they look different than the wheels on our buses today? These wheels look big. I see another difference. Up on top of the bus, is that someone sitting on top of the bus? How silly! The bus driver's sitting on top of the bus. We can't see it in this picture, but the bus driver is steering the bus by holding on to the reins of the horses. That's right, horses are pulling this bus. Here's a model of an omnibus so we can see what it looks like more closely. Do you see the wheels? Point to the wheels that are bigger. And can you see the windows? Point to them. Nice job! The big wheels on this bus make it really high up. I wonder if it was easy or hard to get on. What do you think? Do you think this bus was easy to get on or hard to get on. Interesting. Let's look at some more buses. We're traveling through time and a new bus was invented. This bus fits a lot of people. Look at how big it is. There are 2 levels in this bus. If you look closely, I think I can see the stairs inside of the bus. People must use those stairs to reach the top floor. This bus must have really good balance so it doesn't topple over. The buses are changing as we travel through time, making our way back to today. You can see a lot of different types of buses here that all look a little different. That's nice to see them all looking unique and special. This bus was the first bus to have air conditioning. I bet the summers before this were hot on the bus. Do these buses have big wheels like the first one? There must have been a lot of people who had a hard time getting on those tall buses that were way off the ground. Special kneeling buses were made that would drop down low to the sidewalk at bus stops to let people get on easier. I think that was a great idea to add that to the buses. Look, there's one of our buses we use today. We must be back in our time. These kinds of buses have a fancy name. Do you want to hear it? Okay, these buses are called articulated buses. They're kind of like buses that have been put together to make an extra long bus. These buses are really cool because they help lots of people get to different places that they need to go. The first bus we saw today only fit 12 people, but this bus can fit about 200 people at once. A lot sure has changed over the past 200 years. Welcome back! I hope you liked looking at all of those buses from a long time ago and from not that long ago. We saw the bus from a long time ago that was pulled by horses. And we saw a really neat bus that had 2 levels. Let's take a look at our schedule. Did we finish learning about buses? Definitely. So, should I do something here? What should I put here? That's right, a check mark. Let's put the check mark there. Now, it looks like it's time for our activity. So we just learned about how there were buses that had different levels. Let's do an experiment. Let's try out how many levels we think we can get in our bus. It might not be safe to have lots of levels if it's too high. The bus might fall over. Let's see how many layers we can make in our bus. After we finish that, you can use those supplies to think about how buses have changed over time. And you can invent your own bus. And you can decorate a bus of the future. Whatever things you want to put in your bus, you can add to it here. We saw a lot of buses today, but one that stood out to me was the bus that had 2 levels. I wonder if we can make a bus that has more levels than 2. Let's do an experiment to see if we can make a bus that has more than 2 levels. Here's what you'll need. 2 or more containers with an opening, tape, objects to represent your passengers, and then you can use paper or coloring utensils or maybe even stickers if you have them to decorate your bus. When we're all done with this experiment, maybe you can use this as an opportunity to think about all of the buses that we've seen so far today, and you can create a bus of the future. What kinds of things would you like to see in your bus? Here's my fruit container. This is what I'm going to use for the base of my bus. I'm making sure I have a nice flat surface, just like a street. My bus isn't going to tip over. It's only 1 level right now. I want to make sure that I use a container that opens up so all my passengers can fit in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, count with me, 8, 9, 10 passengers. I have 10 passengers in my bus. How many passengers are you going to use for your bus? All right, my passengers go smoothly along the street in their bus. And it looks safe and sturdy. It's not going to tip over. Now it's time to make our double-decker bus. That means it has 2 layers. This is what it's going to look like when it's done, once we've stuck the 2 layers together using tape. I've got my tape here, and it's going to hold the 2 layers together. It's nice and sticky, so it's going to work great. I'm going to put 4 pieces of tape, 1 in each corner of this rectangle. Do you think 4 pieces of tape will hold? Let's see if it works. Time to stick the 2 layers of our bus together. I wonder if this is going to be sturdy. Ooh, doesn't look like it. That's okay. We can add more tape. That's the fun part about doing experiments. You can see some things that work and some things that don't. Let's try again. All right, we have 2 layers on our bus. Time to open up the bus and let all the passengers inside. Let's see if our double-decker bus works. I'm tapping it on the side to make sure it's balanced. If it's not balanced, it might tip over and the people might get hurt. This looks nice and balanced and sturdy to me. What do you think? Let's add a 3rd layer. Do we think our 3rd layer is going to be balanced? Let's find out. Add the tape to your containers. This bus is going to be so tall. I hope our passengers aren't afraid of heights. Time to stick our 3rd layer on. We have a triple-decker bus. That means it has 3 layers. 1, 2, 3. Time to let our passengers on. Do you think it's going to be sturdy and strong or fall over? Let's see what's happening. Our bus is driving along. Uh-oh! Let's try again. Okay, what about if the bus turns? I don't know if it looks safe. This experiment doesn't look like it's working. I don't think a triple-decker bus is a good idea. It looks like it might be too tall. So it looks like a triple-decker bus, which has 3 levels, might be too high to use every day. The people who make our buses are really smart to know what keeps us safe and what we shouldn't use. So we finished our activity. What should we do next? The check mark. Now, it looks like it's time to say goodbye. But before we leave, I want to remind us of what we did today. We sang the hello song after we said hello. We learned about a bunch of different buses that existed in New York City. And we even did an experiment to see how tall we could get our bus and still stay safe. Now it's time to say goodbye. I want to make sure you know that we have Transit Tots every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays on our website. And thank you so much for coming and joining us today. We had a lot of fun. Bye!
Trains and buses.